Hey guys, it's VEDA Day 4 and today I'm here to do my March review on the books that I read in March. For me, March was a really good reading month. I only read 4 books, but three of those books were over 500 pages, 600 pages. One of them was over 1,000, so I was really proud of myself. So the first book that I read that I started at the end towards February and I finished in the middle of March was Under the Dome by Stephen King. I love this book. It was really super fast paced. The writing was really good. I always like Stephen King's writing. So this one is about a town in Maine, of course, it's Stephen King, and basically a huge dome goes on top of the town and cuts it off from the rest of the world. What I like about this was this build-up that towards the end I was like, okay, so how is this going, what's going to happen at the end? And then when it does happen, I was completely shocked. Because just the build-up and what things occur was really, really intriguing. And so yeah, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I did a full review on it, so if you want to see more thoughts about it, then I'll put the links below. The next book that I read after that was Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. And this book is about Ursula who constantly dies and then has to restart life all over again. And as each life that she encounters, as it starts all over again, we find out new details and new information about what happened during her life, but also the different paths that she takes because of the decisions that she makes. So how things in one timeline affects something else, but then in the other timeline that thing didn't happen, so something else happened. I really love this book. What I love about it was, first off, I love the family dynamic of Ursula's whole family. It was just, when they interacted with each other and she's describing her family, I just really liked it. The family dynamics is really good. The writing is really nice too. This is the first Kate Atkinson book that I've read, so it was really nice on that part. I gave Life After Life on Goodreads 5 stars out of 5. I really loved it. I think it's one of my favorite books that I've read so far this year. I did a full review on this, so I'll link it down also. The next book that I read was, I just wanted to read another action thriller book also. Next I've read Nosferatu by Joe Hill. And in case you don't know, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. He has a other name, but this is, I mean, he has his real name, but this is his author name, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, so this book is about, as I did a full review on this one also, and this book is about Christmas Land, and in Christmas Land, it's always Christmas. But apparently, that wasn't what the book is all about, because on the back of the blurb, that's all that it says. I've mentioned that in my book review. So I was going in thinking, oh, it's a fantasy, there's Christmas Land, and then it's always Christmas, but no. Here we follow this character, Vic, and as she grows up, we follow her through what happened because of a certain thing that she can do similar to what someone else can do in Christmas Land. First off, it was really creepy though. The characters, especially Charles and Bing, really creepy people just in general, and all the time those two were on stage doing evil things. It was just really good. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, I believe, on Goodreads. So yeah. The next book that I read was, I started reading a whole bunch of different books afterwards, and I just couldn't get into it, so I knew that I needed to read a short book because otherwise I am going to hit a reading slump, and I knew that it's actually coming. I can feel it. You ever felt that? The reading slump coming? So I read The Sense of an Ending by Julia Barnes. I actually filmed a full review on this, but then it's literally only like 2 minutes because this book is incredibly thin. It's meant to be read in one day, actually in one sitting. And this is what I did. I actually read the whole thing while I was, and then finished it afterwards, but I was waiting for my sister at the nail salon. And while she was getting her nails done, I was reading this, and I loved this book. So this book follows Tony, and he's basically recounting his life, and then there's two parts of this. So the first part, he's recounting his life. The second part is what happened after his childhood. What I like about this book was, first off, the writing was really good. I enjoyed that, but also the characters were really. Let's just say Tony is a character you can't trust, in the sense that, I don't think I'm giving a spoiler or anything, but it might be. So if it is, just mute me out for a minute. But he's an unreliable narrator. You can actually really tell in the first part that he's an unreliable narrator. There's things that he says that it's sketchy, so you don't really trust him. But the way the story goes, what I love about it is how it builds up, and then at the end you get this revelation. And the thing about this is it doesn't tell you flat out what that revelation is. You kind of have to figure it out. I do read a lot of mystery novels. I love mystery novels. So when I was reading this, I can feel things. Certain things are important because you just don't mention small things in a book this thin. You have to get as much information as you can within this amount of time. So I was like, oh, I feel like as I was reading, I was like, oh, this must be important, this little thing right here. And then in the end, literally everything comes back together. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could not believe it. So I actually thought I was wrong, because I was wondering what other people thought of the ending. And there's a lot of blog posts, a lot of reviews, a lot of spoilers on the internet talking about what does the end mean, what does the interactions mean, and so I really loved it. I gave this book 5 stars out of 5 just because just the way it comes together and just the revelation that you get, and how it really talks about what exactly do we remember in life, because in the end we actually just choose it versus what actually did happen. It's not exactly how everything looks. So yeah, after that I read Bridge to Terabithia by Catherine Patterson. Again, I just needed a short book. I was actually talking about this in my in one of the tags that I did, and then after I read Sense of an Ending, I was like, I kind of want to read this again. Just like when I was a little kid, I still loved it. I still love it today, even as an adult, and it was really good. So this is about, in case you don't know, this is about Jess, who is a little boy who, I forgot how old is he? He's in the 5th grade, so what? 10? I don't know. So he is in the 5th grade, and it just basically talks about him and his life, and then he meets a girl, and they make a make-believe world. So the first time I read this book, it's kind of shocking, especially as a kid, because of what happens in it out of nowhere. It literally comes out of nowhere. And then I have also seen the movie, so that was pretty, just seeing it come on screen was really nice, way back when. But then reading this again, I was like, oh, this is it. Here's the moment that makes it different from a lot of. I think this is middle grade. I actually think this is middle grade. Yeah, this is ages 10 and up. So yeah, middle grade, and again, it was sad. It's just a sad book overall. yeah. So I'll give this 5 stars out of 5. So those are the books I read in March. So in April, I'm hoping to read as much books as I did last month in March. And currently, right now, I'm reading Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I already read this, but one of my favorite classics. I love this. It's one of actually. It's like I've only read a couple of classics that in high school that I really enjoyed. Because sometimes I don't really like the ones that we were assigned. I did not like 1776 when I read it in 10th grade, so yeah, there's that. Anyways, I'm hoping to read this. Actually, I kind of want to read a lot of classics. I'm in the classics mood right now, so I'm hoping to do that. But the thing is also, I'm reading a lot of short books, but I really want to read a big, chunky, take up a lot of time book, kind of like with Under the Dome. So I'm hoping to maybe get one of those soon, but again, I don't know. I don't really do a TBR because I just pick up books and there's that. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 5 and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Oh, and if you read any of the books, let me know and what you thought about it. Alright, bye!